there, happy Thursday. I'm Kimberly and I am so glad to be back with you. We've got another Q&A Thursday. So how about we get started? I know that it's summer and we are having fun with our kids. Hi Mandy, so nice to see you watching. So our question today is how to help you have a great summer with your kids. So here goes the question. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I feel like I always need to entertain my kids. What can my kids do that keeps them busy, creative, and independent so that I can have some time to myself? Great question. We all want independent, self-sufficient, creative kids. It's so good for them to imagine, to role play, to craft, to explore, and it's really good for them to get bored. Because when they're bored, they create some of the best games, stories, and drawings. And let's be real, we can't always entertain our kids. Release yourself from that pressure. We can't be everything to our kids. We don't have to be. We would do ourselves and our kids a disservice if we are always spearheading their entertainment. Again, we want independent, self-sufficient, creative kids. We want problem solvers. We want to nurture their imagination and their role playing, their reading, creating. We want them repurposing and inventing and exploring. Now, there are times when our kids just wander around, and there's a difference, right? There's a difference when our kids are relaxing or lounging, and then there's a time, then there's just that time when they're wandering. And I'm sure you know what I mean. It's that aimless, unmotivated, not sure what to do kind of wandering. And that is what annoys me the most. But that's a great time for us as parents to step in and to initiate an activity like a board game, a baking challenge, relay races, outside activity, right, to re-stimulate their creativity and their interests. Keep some structure in your home throughout your days, especially in the summer. I would encourage you with that. I would love to hear in the comments below, does your family keep an hourly schedule to help you have structure? Does your family post that schedule on the fridge? I know some people call it rhythms or routines. What is it that you call it for your family? For us, we time chunk our day. We don't do it hour by hour. So like for instance, our time chunking looks like from 8 to 10 o'clock. We'll do our breakfast and our morning chores. I'll do any meal prep for the day. Mandy says that she does blocks of time as well. We will do try to get a morning walk in or a bike ride. That's from 8 to 10. From 10 to 12, we have our snack. We do our schoolwork together. Noon is lunchtime. 1 to 2 is iPad time, and then I do a little bit of work. In the afternoon, we play outside. We might play board games. We might build with Legos or craft time. It's free time in the afternoon. Sometimes I'm playing with them. Sometimes they're playing independently, and I'm using that time to get a little bit of extra work done or things around the house. Then we'll have our 4 on into the evening. We will be outside doing some sort of work or odd jobs around the house or in the garden. I might enjoy a coffee time with Andrew while the kids swing on the swing set. We have our dinner hour. We might try to get in another bike ride or another walk, and then we'll do our bedroom routine. So that's kind of our time chunking for the day. That's the majority of our days together. What activities or tasks make up parts of your day? I would love to hear that in the comments below. What are some of the favorite things that you enjoy doing with your kids? So, what during your schedule or during those time chunks, what are some of the things that your kids can do to keep them busy, creative, and independent? And if I can add in there, not wanting so much iPad time. That's always a win in my book. So all of these suggestions I'm going to give you, your kids can do on their own. You join them for the fun, or they do this themselves creatively, independently. You could do some of these suggestions for a family evening fun hour or for a rainy day moment. Of course, it depends on their age and your comfort level as to what they do completely by themselves. What they can and can't do, right? So you obviously use your own best judgment there. You can also pair an older child up with a younger child so that they can help each other out. So I'm just going to share what Mandy has shared in her comments, that she loves her quiet time and nap time, and so do we. That's a great thing to have in the afternoon, maybe after you've spent your morning playing or doing whatever, your school. So my first suggestion, and I've just categorized these by main activities, so like playing. So let's build some forts. Let's build some forts outside, inside. I mean, that doesn't cost us any money, right? We can just take some old sheets, and camp out in the living room or in the backyard. You can make s'mores in the microwave. You could play restaurant, you could play grocery store, you could play school. I loved doing that when I was a kid, so it's always a great thing to play. You could get them outdoors, of course, get them running, swinging, climbing, biking, building. I mean, maybe you have some scrap wood and you're comfortable with them having some hammer and nails depending on their age, and maybe some wood glue and some safety goggles, and they just go to town and they build whatever they want to build. My kids have done that, and we've got a birdhouse out of it, and I've got like a little plaque with some hooks, old hooks that we had laying around to hang like necklaces on. So who knows what gifts you may get from their woodworking adventures. Maybe you can take your work, like if you are doing work from home, maybe you can take that to the back deck and you can monitor some of their outdoor activity. I mean, you could even set up, or they could set up a lemonade stand, and they could sell lemonade to their siblings on these hot summer days. So you could have loads of fun outside. We were doing relay races yesterday outside after a bike ride. So have some fun outside. Of course, we love our swings too. Some challenges that you can do. So you can do Lego building challenges. You can do board game challenges. You can have a talent show. You can do jump rope contests. You can even hold a home spelling bee, and everybody can get their own spelling words, even mom and dad, if they join in. Maybe this is a family evening activity where you all come together, but they get their own spelling words and get challenged. You could do bingo, so that you're practicing number recognition. That's a great way to do that with the younger kids. You could do scavenger hunts. We love scavenger hunts. How about crafting? So you can do card making for friends or family members. Maybe you know somebody who's having a birthday soon. You could do soap carving. We love soap carving. You could do painting, Play-Doh, coloring, drawing. I love it when we can take all those craft things outside, and some of the mess, like especially soap carving, is outside. I don't know how much you want your kids on a device, but if you want to check out on YouTube, we love Art Hub, which is how to draw different things for kids. We love, it's Mr. P Studios, and that's on YouTube. He does some art lessons, so We really enjoy that. You can just Google art lessons. I mean, you already know this. You can Pinterest. I mean, there's dance lessons. So you can do all kinds of fun things like that with your kids. You can have paper airplane challenges. We love doing making boats out of Legos and then having a challenge to see which one, like we fill the bathtub with a little bit of water and then we see which one floats the longest, and they can get wet and they can have fun. Or you can take that outside, right, with a little kiddie pool, and they can take their Lego boats out there. So that's a fun thing. Depending on their age, maybe you want to try activity books or sticker books. That will keep them entertained. You could do photo shoot. You could have lots of fun clothes and wigs and whatever you have around the house, and they could, if you're comfortable with them using your phone, they could take have a photo shoot. I'm sure they would love that. You could make an iMovie. You could FaceTime a friend. They could play an instrument. I'm saying you, I'm meaning your kids. They could write a note to Austin the Hedgehog. For reading, encouraging them in reading. Oh, we love reading. That's actually what we do during our afternoon quiet time. My kids are always reading books, which I love. But you could build a fort inside if you want to encourage reading. They're not too fond of reading. You could build a fort inside a tent. You could bring some tea, cookies, and then you could have fun reading. You could put on some fun music. You could have story time. You could make up your own stories. You could cut out some old like pages from an old magazine. You could give them the pictures, and then they have to create a story with the pictures. An older sibling could read to the younger siblings. All kinds of fun things that you could do with reading. The library, I don't know about the library in your community, but ours is still offering the curbside pickup. So maybe you want to just go online and check out a whole bunch of books about knights and castles, and your kids could spend a whole week just exploring the books with knights and castles. Maybe they draw their own castle design. Maybe you eat dinner like as the knights did without any silverware. So you have no forks, no spoons for dinner. You have a little bit of fun that way. Maybe you read Sir Lancelot, or we just recently finished Don Quixote, which was super fun. We were laughing and laughing at all the adventures that Don Quixote gets into. Maybe you do King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, or you do Robin Hood. Your kids could act out those stories. Yeah, you could have lots of, I'm saying you, I'm meaning your kids could have lots of fun doing all of those things, and you join in when you are able. So another thing that we do often, and that is rotating toys. So hiding some away. And then when you bring them back out, wow, it feels like they have a whole bunch of new toys to play with, which is really exciting. So you could do that. They say that kids are more creative with less toys. Too many toys just causes overwhelm. And this may be, like this summer, this week, may be a great time for you to go through the toys. I know that this takes your involvement. It's not being quite so independent depending on their age. But you could go through the toys and you could declutter. You could think, okay, what toys could we give away to some other little boys and girls? What's broken? What don't we play with anymore? And you could simplify the toy room. And then you could set some of those toys away in a bin, in a closet, and then bring them out in another week or two, and then it feels like they've got new toys to play with. That could really work well in your house. I loved decluttering things and blessing other people with the things that we've enjoyed. You can take all of these ideas that I've shared and you could put them all in a hat, and there could be a surprise. So each morning your kids pull out a surprise of what they can do, Or if they are feeling really bored in the middle of the afternoon and they played, more than enough Lego, then they could pull out a surprise out of the bowl or the hat, and they could look forward to something new. They can put their own ideas in there too on the slips of paper. You can brainstorm together. Again, we want independent, creative, self-sufficient kids. We want those problem solvers. We want to encourage and nurture their creativity, their inventing. So I hope that those are some ideas of things that you can do with your kids. And I hope that together you can come up with those creative ideas. I would love for you to share in the comments below if there's anything else that you could do with your kids or that your kids are doing to stay independent and creative. Like I said with the sharing toys that we are done playing with, it's fun to share these ideas too. You think, oh, I never even thought of that. So share them in the comments below. If you happen to be listening to this Q&A Thursday later in the day, not now, not here when it's live, I would love for you to also hashtag replay in the comments below. It's nice to know that you chimed in later. I do also want to mention that if your kids are bored, they are more than welcome to write to Austin the Hedgehog. He promises to write back to your kids. You can email their note to austin@speaklifebadges.com. That would be really fun to get a note from them, and like I said, he will write them back to them. Also, remember our Tuesday episodes of At Home with the Kids. It's the summer edition now, all through July and August. There are fun episodes, new ones, every Tuesday for your kids to watch. I would love to know if your kids are enjoying them. Karis and I are sharing fun games and activities and challenges for them to do. So I know it involves a little bit of screen time, because how else can we share their challenge, their weekly challenge? But it's like a 12-minute episode, and they can watch that, and then usually there is a free downloadable challenge for them to do, and that'll keep them occupied for even more time. So hopefully that frees you up with some time to do what you need to do. Also, so check that out. And I wanted to mention that with the At Home with the Kids Summer Edition, if your children share a picture on Instagram hashtagging Austin's Kids Club, or if they email the picture to austin@speaklifebadges.com, they will get their name into a draw for one of two $50 Amazon gift cards. So if they get their name in July's draw, we'll draw a name at the end of July and then another name at the end of August. So if they get their picture in during the month of July, their name also goes into the draw for August. So double the chances of winning this $50 gift card to Amazon. So I hope that they take on that challenge. And then just one other thing I wanted to mention, that the I Am Loved Journal for Kids is another activity, another way that your children can stay creative and independent through the summer by doing those journal pages. And for the month of July and August, we're also offering the the tumbler for free with a purchase of the I Am Loved Kids Journal. Now that journal is for children ages 7 to 13, and your tumbler is free. They can choose the color of lid and straw that they want. We've got red, green, blue, yellow, and clear. So that's the challenge, or the offering that we have for July and August to help keep your kids having fun and creative at home. So I thank you for joining us for this Q&A Thursday. Nice to see you, Carolyn. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Again, we are going to be talking about screen time and how much screen time, how much is too much, how can you come to a happy agreement with your kids about that screen time. So tune in. I would love to hear. You can even post in the comments below now how you manage that never-ending request for, please can I play iPad, please can I watch another show. So anyway, I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. I am here for you if you ever have a question about parenting, doing school at home, working from home, balancing all of the things. You are welcome to post in the comments below or email me at Kimberly@speaklifebadges.com. Take care.